How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 of the ChiTownPod. I'm Tristan and my partner Thomas over here. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Bulls and the Blackhawks. How you been, Tom?
I've been pretty good. It's been another pretty eventful day. I didn't go to my communications class because we had a water problem in my dorm, so I couldn't shower. So I wasn't trying to be all stanky going to class. So
Relatable.
I stayed back for that, and then finally fixed, showered. It's weird. I showered before going to the gym just because I just felt so nasty. Then I went with my roommate, got that all done. Took forever. And then they had gourmet food at our dining hall, which is called the 90. And so I'm going there. I'm like, okay, let's get some good eats. I was so excited. It was a 30-minute wait. I'm like, and when we had to record this, it's already getting a little late. So I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. And now we're here. But then after this, unfortunately, I have to write a 1,500 word paper about gentrification. So
That sounds brutal. That's actually really weird that your dorm had their water shut off because
I was
my
mad.
apartment today had the water shut off.
Actually,
When I got home, I was like, the sink isn't working.
and they did it at the literally the worst time. They started at 8 a.m. to noon. I'm like, that's literally the worst time
Oh,
you could do it.
yeah.
It's whatever though. But
That's brutal. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I have a lot of homework. I just got some math homework done. I have to code Go Fish for one of my classes, so that's not fun.
does not sound fun.
It's school's kicking my ass right now. Let's just say
Yeah.
that.
No,
That's
it's
why
terrible.
anybody listening on November 30th, currently 6:30 Mountain Time, we apologize for the delay. We are still both college students who have a lot of work that needs to be done versus the podcast.
Yeah, but we do put in the work though.
We do, yes, that's true.
I mean, we got
We
it
worked
in.
on this for a couple hours today, and I just want to give a big thanks to all our first episode listeners. Over 50 listens on a combination of Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. So we both really appreciate that. Appreciate the support we've gotten.
Oh no, it was absolutely huge. We could not have expect. It's taken off way more than we expected it to.
Yeah,
Especially just on all platforms. I mean, we were just kind of okay, it'll start slow. It honestly, we were surprised. We're like, dude, bro, what's going on? This is kind of crazy. Then we thank you guys so much. It's actually really cool to have a bunch of you guys already listening. 50, that's nuts.
that's big time.
That is nuts. Just for the first one too.
First episode, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, really, we were talking about, we probably could not have asked for a better start. So big shout out to you guys.
Our goal for next year, we got to get on someone's Spotify Wrapped.
Oh yeah,
That's our goal.
that would
for
be pretty
next year.
cool.
Speaking of Spotify
Oh yeah.
Wrapped, Tom, hit me with that top 5.
All right,
From
let
the
me pull it
artist.
up. I took a picture of it. Here it is. All right, so my top 5 is pretty basic. So I got Drake at 1, Lil Baby at 2, Future at 3, Gunna at 4, and then Travis Scott at 5. And then my most played song this year was "Word on the Street" by Lil Baby. Should listen to that. It's a great song.
Shameless plug in there.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of my anthem this year, you could say.
Hey,
My anthem switches all the time, but
I
that
feel
one
that.
kind of took the cake. Well, how about you, Tristan? What you got going?
My top 5 artists. I apparently this year I was all over the place. My number 1 artist was Kygo.
I
Um,
don't even know who that is.
he's like a EDM house guy, so he's kind of like Avicii.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Who Avicii was my number 3. My number 2 was Kanye. Number 4, Chainsmokers, and number 5, Lil Uzi Vert. And my top song was "Good Life" by Kanye West.
I mean, that's a great song. So
It
you really
is,
can't go
it
wrong
is.
with
Can't
that.
go wrong with that.
Classic.
That whole album is just
Mine's a little more underground. I mean, it's obviously Lil Baby, but it's not one of his more popular songs.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, one day we're gonna be on someone's Spotify Wrapped.
yeah,
I
no,
can
that'd
I
be
can
sick.
feel it.
But all right.
Getting on to the 2 topics for today. Well, a lot of topics, but we're gonna start with the Bulls. And our first topic today is what to do with this so-called big 3 of Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic.
All right. So where do you what do you think we should do? Because I know
Well,
what I think, but
I mean, I think they should have traded everyone last year.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what we're trying to do here. Like, AK and Mark Eversley, continuity, like that's been the word. But how can you preach
Continuity.
continuity when Lonzo Ball hasn't played basketball since January of 2022
I,
now?
I like just don't know what makes them think like, oh yeah, like they definitely know he's not playing again. Like we all know it, and they're just like trying to like kind of lead us on with that.
They're trying to sell tickets. It's all they care about. It's all Jerry cares about is making
Oh
money.
my god.
So stop going to Bulls games, everybody.
Oh
With
yeah, 100. This is a boycott at this point.
it
Like,
is. It's unacceptable to like we had a stretch of 8 months of really good basketball, and we haven't like the last time the team won a playoff series was what 2016.
sick. It might have been before that.
Because we
Who? Okay,
lost.
when was the last one? When was the last one we won? Was it against the? It was the what? It was the game or the series before the Cavs series? I'm pretty sure.
That was
15.
2015.
I'm pretty sure that might be it. I could be wrong 100%. But then I remember that it was like the year after we played the Celtics, which we honestly could have won if Rondo never got hurt.
If
But
Rondo never got hurt, I will die on this hill. If Rondo never got hurt, that team was winning that series. Yeah,
yeah,
actually, you're right. The
it was 2015.
2015. That's
That's
the last time.
Rondo's my boy, Kentucky alum. I mean, I've always loved Rondo, just like before. Any of my friends that have hooped with me, I constantly quote him. So, or more copy his game. But
Yeah, I mean, Rondo was a stud.
I mean, you don't
He
want me to
didn't.
hit you with that like fake behind the back pass layup.
Yeah, Tom
It's kind of
is a
lethal.
menace on the court. Makes
But
up for it because he's on the shorter end, but it's all right.
yeah,
He's still a
it's
hooper.
all right. I'll give you buckets. Don't worry about that.
Exactly. But let's go into Zach LaVine here. His effort level the last couple games has it's been unacceptable for being a max
100%.
player. And we're gonna bring up the stats here. Zach LaVine last game, obviously they're playing tonight, but Zach LaVine is out. Zach LaVine last game against the Bucks, 25 minutes, 1 for 9 from the field, 2 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds.
That's like actually, I don't think I've ever seen a max player score 2 points. Like from like just like in the entire NBA. Like
I can't remember the
insane.
last time that happened, and I mean at this point it's like you can't sit him because of the load management rules. He's considered a star.
And then also like if you want to ship him off, I mean I guess you could like rest him until you find a deal, but like I don't know. I feel like just like for how low his value is right now, you just can't do that. You have to bank on him playing good.
I mean, right now, I mean, what do you even think they can get for him?
I saw on Twitter it was talking about Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, which I don't think they would trade for Levine at all. I feel like at this point it's more about just like getting rid of his contract. I mean, that's like he's like he could be like a third star on like a championship team. He could
I
not be a
think he
second
could be a
star.
second option.
You think so?
I think. Well, all right. You have to pair him with like a top,
KD.
like a Kevin
Like-
Durant, maybe a Victor Wembanyama in the future, or a prime LeBron level player.
You did
someone
not just
like
drop
that.
Wembanyama's name right now.
I
I mean, like
did.
I love him, but like
I said in the future. I said in the future.
okay, I guess. I mean, I love Wemby. You know
I mean,
this,
that guy's
but
a freak.
yeah.
No one that big should be moving the way he does.
Oh no, I love Wemby so much. I mean, I totally get it, but you know, what was I gonna say? Man, I completely forgot. I
You
was.
forgot.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. The biggest thing with like a max player is like he's not a two-way player at all. Like
No.
we know this, and like he is so like he can't like if his shot's not on, he does not contribute either, which is like
Exactly, because
the
he's
biggest
not
problem.
a big playmaker. Like this year, he's averaging, according to Basketball Reference, 3.4 assists. This year, he averaged 3.9 assists for his career. Like when you think of max players who are a negative on the defensive side, it's a Dame Lillard who gives you 30 a
Yeah,
night.
you have to be like elite of elite in order to like
Exactly.
have that fall off. I mean, it's just like even like effort on defense, like not even this year, just in general. Because like his off-ball defense is probably the worst I've ever seen. He just falls asleep.
It's terrible. His on-ball defense is okay when he's actually
That's really not that
trying,
bad. It's not
but
that
his
bad because he's
off-ball,
just athletic.
he's just
But
looking around. He's like, huh, I wonder where the ball's gonna go.
yeah, I know. Okay, he'll be like guarding a guy in the corner. And he just like ball watches. Like it reminds me of like me playing 2K. It's like I'm just like not like locked in like that. But
Exactly.
I was gonna say that even like on offense, like him like slashing to the rim is just falling off so hard.
His finishing at the rim has been. There was a stat where he was under 50% at the rim. I don't know how true that was because how true that
I
is
believe
now
it.
because that was at the beginning of the year. But like a big part of his game of why he could get open looks from the outside is you'd have to sag off a little bit playing defense because of his ability to get to the hoop and
Yeah, he
finish
could
through
go
contact.
downhill. I mean, he's so athletic, but I mean, like he cannot finish like over contact now at all. You see it so much, and then what happens? Like every single time, he'll go up for a layup, he'll miss, and then he'll just like not hustle at all, and you just like complain to the refs every single time.
Or this happens in clutch situations. He's
Oh
he's
my god!
drives and then he just loses the ball and you just hear a hey and no one even touched him.
Yeah, you're the hey,
And it's like,
and you're
dude,
come on, man.
come on, man. Man, what the hell?
Oh my! It's literally.
I
Oh,
mean,
you
he
go
has
ahead. Go
so
ahead.
many turnovers in the last 5 minutes of games, and it's like this is why DeMar with Billy's never gives Levine a play to win the game. It's always give it to DeMar and everyone get out of the way and have DeMar chuck up
And
some
it never
stupid
works.
shot.
Never works.
Never.
And it's like I don't know. It's funny that you talk about how like turnovers at the end of the game. As we were literally talking about that with Justin Fields last
Yeah,
podcast.
it's
Yeah.
like Chicago's plagued.
I know. I guess
Wait.
we're just not clutch, or not
No.
even not clutch. It's just like more like you just like not. You're just not doing the right thing. He just like never. He never knows what to do.
Yeah.
He looks like a headless chicken when it comes to the last 2 minutes of a game.
I can't remember like the last time like he took over a game in the last 3 minutes that I can remember was the Hornets game
Yeah,
where he
that's
dropped
exactly what I
49.
thought of. Oh
Yeah,
man, that was crazy. But that was
that was
also like
that was
that's
a
like the equivalent
fun
of like
game.
comparing like Justin Fields' college highlights. Like it was that long ago.
It's like ill will tweeting the Clemson
Yeah.
throw.
Yeah, the Clemson throw. He can make that throw. Don't get rid of him.
From 4 years ago.
Like, bro, like, come on, man.
Uh,
Oh man, that was nuts. I'll give him his props. I thought we were gonna lose that game. I watched that game. So
so did I. One of our other friends, he was at my house and we were like, oh, we're down 15 with like 3 minutes left. That game's over.
yeah, and he
And
had like
then
40 at the time too. And I was like, bro,
yeah,
like,
we were like,
how
oh,
does
we
he drop
wasted
40
it.
and we lose?
And then I turned my phone off. I turned the game off. I checked Twitter and I was like, holy shit, we won the game somehow.
Oh, you didn't watch the end of it?
No, I didn't. I was like, this
Oh, you
game's
missed
over.
out. It was me and my dad in the living room, and then we were like, "Oh my god!" Like, even though we were like absolutely trash, it didn't matter at all. But
Yeah.
what year was that?
18? No,
19?
2019 maybe. Let me
Okay,
look
I'm
it up real quick.
pretty sure. When did we go with 31 and 41? That was 20, right? Or was that
That's the year
21?
we traded for Vucevic. So 21.
I think so. I mean, it was during COVID. I'm pretty sure.
I believe you're right.
All I remember is when we traded for Vooch and we played the Spurs next game. We got absolutely shit on.
2019.
2019.
Oh,
Okay.
that wasn't even the
So I was
Vooch
pretty
year.
close.
That was pre-COVID. Wow.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
literally
Yeah.
the same timeline as the Justin Fields throw 4 years ago.
Yeah, they honestly, we've never even talked about this, but they are similar in that way.
yes.
They have a lot of
That's
similarities.
a really
This has never
weird
sparked my mind
parallel.
until literally right now. That's really
Yeah,
funny.
not at all.
But at least I like Justin Fields more, even though I don't think he's that good. But
Yeah, I mean,
I digress.
I like them both. I have both their jerseys, so
Yeah, I do
you know,
too. I do
it
too.
is what it is. You lost your Zach Levine jersey.
No. I found it.
Oh, you
I
found it. All right.
Because Angelo had to wear it for one of his hockey events. They had like a beer it was the beer Olympics. So he's like, dude, I
Okay,
need a jersey.
I need a
So,
jersey.
but,
What do we do with DeRozan?
I mean, they've talked about extensions with him, and
He
that's just
does not
so
fit
dumb.
the timeline.
Not at all. It's literally the dumb. Like
I mean,
I
how
talk
old is
about
he?
a 33,
34?
30, something like that. Look it up.
Looking at it right now, 34.
Okay,
He'll be
it's just
35 going into next year.
that's like, come on, man. Like
It's just
it's over.
it is. It is. Like, thank you for being an MVP candidate the first 8 months you were here, and then
Oh no, that season was like
that
that's
season
the most fun I've ever had watching Bulls basketball. I mean, I forever thank him for that. But as soon as
that was
Lonzo went down, it's just
the most fun I've had since Derrick Rose. Like, good Derrick Rose.
even
Even that
like
2015 year was fun.
I don't know. Just for me, it's just like I didn't really get into basketball, like or for like the Bulls until like the first season I was really into it was the season we went 31-41, and I was
Okay.
like I watched every single game. I was like invested. I don't know 2015. I mean, I was 11 years old. Like
Yeah.
bro, like I don't care, bro. Like I'm just trying to play Madden. Like
I'm trying to play Madden. That's crazy. The last guy, this it just hurts. Vucevic,
oh my
for
god.
how much we gave up for him. Like, not even Wendell, but
Just it's Franz was in it.
that's the one that hurts because
And
he's
then
a
was
stud.
it who'd they take with the oh my god. You read who was they took with our pick last year? It wasn't Anthony Black. That was their earlier one.
Um,
I'm like I'll look it up.
2023.
2023 2023 NBA draft. Um,
Um, Jet Howard from Michigan.
okay, well that's not that big of a deal, but I mean it's still
Yeah.
like it's not really about who you take because that's just kind of like hindsight bias. But
Well, you look at who was drafted after him. You got Grady Dick. He's been solid.
has
You
he?
have you have the UCLA.
Derek.
Boo. Jaime Jaquez has been really good.
Oh wait, Derek Lively's been really good for the Mavs. Um, who else? Jordan Hawkins. He is so underrated. He's been playing really
Agreed.
good for the Pelicans. Who else? Keontae George he's been all right. I did not know Jalen Hood Schifino was a rookie. Because I've watched a lot of Lakers games. I tend to be betting on them a lot. And it always works out. They may like not be that good of a team, but every time I bet on them, they always do
it,
good.
it it works out for you.
Yeah. That's about. I mean, where it is. I mean, Jaime Jaquez has been ridiculous, and
Dude,
it's like crazy too, because like that's actually one of the players like I watched. I mean, just because the UCLA run. I don't. What year was it? They went to the Final Four. Was it that year?
2021.
I just that was. I think they lost Gonzaga
I'm a
because Jalen
UCLA
Suggs.
hater,
Yeah.
being an Arizona fan. So
Yeah, I couldn't care to be honest. But
yeah, I mean, exactly.
all right. Let's move on. Oh, actually, well, with Vooch, it's just that contract was terrible. That's all it really is. There's no
Yeah,
point to extend him.
and then
AK and Mark Eversley are just dumb. They just knew it was over and just moved on.
everyone
Cut
knew
your
it was
losses.
over, and they still did it.
Cut your losses.
Exactly.
That's all it is. But all
Uh,
right, we'll move on. We'll move on.
last big trade piece is Alex Caruso here.
Oh yeah, that's literally the only bright spot on our team, really.
I think you can get 2 first-round picks for him.
I agree too. He's like such a winning player. I mean, he does everything well. Does everything
The
well.
the biggest thing is, like, every playoff team wants a player like Alex Caruso on their team.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Let's say the Heat come in. Here's a first, and then someone else comes in. Here's a first and a second, and then a third team comes in, and it automatically you just create a bidding war. I'm serious. You can probably get a couple unprotected picks in there.
yeah, I know Steve Kerr really likes him. He's talked about it before. I don't really know like if we could somehow get like Kuminga.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know if I just want 2 picks
It's
for
just because their picks
Caruso.
are always gonna be high, and like the NBA is so much different than from the NFL. Whereas like those late first round picks are like the equivalent to like maybe like a third or fourth round pick in like the NFL, which can still be good,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
it's not to
look
the
at
same
Maxey,
pedigree.
late teens pick
Oh
for
yeah,
the 76ers.
Kentucky legend.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Kentucky legend.
I mean every player we talk about is pretty much a Kentucky
I
legend.
mean,
So.
honestly, any good NBA
If
player,
you look at our Twitter, I was tweeting
you have
about
a
De'Aaron Fox, Kentucky
50
legend.
50% chance, pretty much, of guessing where they went to school by just saying Kentucky.
They have the most NBA players, and they have the best ones too. So
That is true. Arizona just has a bunch of role players, which I
Hey,
mean,
but our glorious king Richard Jefferson went there,
Richard
so
Jefferson,
that's all that
exactly.
matters. Yeah,
Oh, that's
you're so
hilarious.
lucky you've seen him.
Dude, I have it's somewhere on my phone. There's a picture of his bald head just walking through the student section.
Dude, I just could like imagine seeing him at the bars. Like
Oh,
that
he's
would
hilarious.
that'd be so funny.
He's still a college kid at heart.
Of course, of course. I mean, he's funny.
He's
So
he's
I mean,
hilarious.
he's my favorite like retired NBA player. Just like
One day we'll
all
get him on the
comedy.
pod.
Of course, of course. Shout out Richard
Shout out
Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson. Next Bulls topic here, and it's about Patrick Williams and kind of how disappointing he has been this year. Like
Oh my god.
averaging 7.5 points, 3.9 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 39.4% from the field, 35.1% from three, all career lows. Over
I
the
just
course of his career, 9.4 points, 4.2 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 46% from the field, and 40% from three. It just hurts.
I remember when we drafted him, and I was like, I do this every time. I talked about it last pod. How I'm always like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna trick myself into
Drink the
thinking
Kool-Aid.
I'm always gonna trick myself into it and just be like, dude, this guy's gonna be a dog, baby Kawhi. Like, stop playing with us. Like, but I mean, like when we like originally drafted him, I was so mad.
Both of
Like,
us were.
oh my god, I was so my dad knows. Like, I was like, fuck. Like, why did we
Like,
take
we
him?
just drafted a guy who didn't even start at Florida State.
Yeah, I know. And
He
then you
came
could have
off the
taken
bench.
Tyrese too,
You had
which
Tyrese there. I think that Maxey was in that draft
I
too.
mean, yeah, but like, okay, you're not gonna take Maxi there, obviously.
No,
But like,
not at all.
even like Denny Avdia, like he's a good role player.
I was Team Denny.
He
I was
was. He was.
I was on the Luca draft
Hey,
the overseas guys
it could
type
be worse.
type
We
beat.
could have drafted Killian Hayes. Oh my god. I love watching him play basketball because he's just so bad.
He's so it's like, man,
He doesn't
if
have a
he
right
can make the
hand.
NBA, I could make the NBA.
Honestly, like, bro, put me in. Like, they give him minutes too. Like,
No, he's like a consistently in the rotation.
when we played them, he played like 30 minutes.
and they still beat us.
I know. You can if you look.
We're one of their 2 wins.
I know. That's terrible. If you just like, you can look up on TikTok or something, just Killian Hayes lowlights, and they're just so funny.
There's so many.
Like, you make fun of Jalen Brown for not having a left hand, and like he has like kind of has. Killian Hayes like deadass
Killian
does not
Hayes
have a right
has-
hand.
Yeah.
He like he does
The
not have
difference
one.
is Jalen Brown's the highest paid player in the NBA.
Yeah, no, I can't be
His
right.
new contract, maybe not the highest, but top 10.
He did get a big extension.
Exactly.
I always make fun of my roommate because he's a Celtics fan. So I just talk about Jalen Brown not having a
Jalen
left
Brown
hand.
not having a left hand.
And at the end of
Yes.
the day, I even like we talked about like remember like it was for the fourth pick, was it not for Jalen Brown at one point with Patrick Williams? I'm pretty sure that was like a thing.
I think it was like they talked about it. It was
Oh, yeah, of
nothing was
course.
ever like gonna happen, but like it was there for sure.
Yeah, it was just brought up.
I mean,
What a sell job.
honestly, AK. What is
just
the Caruso signing?
that was his like
That was probably his best
only
move.
is like what else has he done good?
I'll give him the Lonzo signing just
Okay,
because
like
he brought the team together, but
I mean, I guess it made like no Lonzo. I liked his contract. And he was young and like he was like
yeah.
progressed every single year, and he was like finally became a good shooter. Like in for
shot
the Pelicans,
over, I think like 45%.
Yeah. Well, for the Pelicans, he was over 40. I know that, and like that was his biggest thing. And then like I don't know. I know he's like a jump shot coach. Like really got that like nick out
Yeah.
of his jump shot. You guys all know what we're talking about. The
Yeah.
little,
The one you
Hey.
always imitate.
yeah, I know.
before
When you're
a- for
when
a
you're
rec
shooting
game.
around and you're just like Lonzo.
Lonzo.
All
It's
right. Well,
well, we kind of talked about A right there in his major mistakes in building this roster up. But let's talk about a bright spot not named Alex Caruso on this Chicago Bulls team, and that's Kobe White, because he seems to be one of the only players on the team that is striving to progress and get better.
100%. I mean, you can like talk about it. Like if you've been watching the Bulls, his defense used to be so bad.
Oh my goodness!
And he
When
tries.
first
He
came
tries
in,
now.
and yeah.
That's the biggest thing with defense. As long as you're giving effort, like you will be, also like as long as you have some athletic prowess, like you will be like at least a decent defender. That's like with Levine. Like how are you like, bro is like probably like a top 10 most athletic player in the NBA, and he just like doesn't try
He
enough.
just exactly.
And
And
that's
with
it's all
Kobe,
effort.
like his big three things were: is he going to be able to pass enough to stick at point guard? Is he going to be able to play defense? And is he going to be able to improve his ball handling? He's improved all three.
Yeah, I mean, not to like an elite level, but he is at least service. Like he can do all now. Especially this season, you can see his handle is so much better than it used to be. It was
I mean,
kind of a
yeah,
tough watch
yeah.
a little bit.
He's
Um,
probably not a starting point guard on a championship team, but he could be your six man off the bench
oh, 100%. I mean, he's a good basketball player. Um,
all around.
I'm pretty sure I saw him drop a triple double. I don't know. I don't know if it was actually a triple double, but he played the Hawks. It was the good year of the Bulls. That like when we
Did
like
he?
with
Did
Alonzo
he? Did
Demar,
he get
and
one?
you
Let's.
could look at. I just remember he at least had like he might have had like 20 like mid 20s and 10. Because every time I go to a Bulls game, he always goes off. It's so funny.
He's never had a triple double in
So
his career,
what was I
according
wonder
to
what
StatMuse.
you could.
I do remember. I know Lonzo had one that year.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, I don't know. Like, I don't know where to look at it. It's kind of you'd have to dig for it. But if he
I.
played the Hawks,
It
it
was.
was
I
during
know
Christmas
there was one
break.
time where he was
It
close.
was during Christmas break. I remember that, and I remember it was like a flu game for me. Like I was sick, but I'm like I'm going to this game.
I'm going to the game, baby.
Yeah, and I was
That's how.
sweat. Like,
That's how you know we're fans, man.
yeah, no, I was like, bro, like I don't know if I should do it. I'm like, I'm going, bro. Like, I gotta
Yeah.
go. But all right, what else do we need to talk about here?
Up next, we got talking about Jerry Reinsdorf.
Oh boy. Hit
Thought I had to sneeze there. Sorry about that.
us with the pump fake.
Yeah, I did. Sell the team, Jerry. I mean, I'm not sure if we have any White Sox listeners. Unfortunately, we don't talk about the White Sox
Yeah, we
because
are
we're
Cubs
not White
guys
Sox
here.
fans. But I couldn't imagine being a fan of two Jerry Reinsdorf owned teams.
I like genuinely feel bad for like White Sox fans because they're Bulls fans too. If you're just like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
for the obviously for the most part, but he is such a bad owner. Oh my god, he like consistently
Brutal.
hires like bad like executives and all part of the front office. He consistently doesn't open up his pocketbook. It's like it's ridiculous.
Uh, all he's doing, he's in it for the money. Jerry and Michael Reinsdorf, please
It's so
sell the
bad.
team. And it's funny that the Blackhawks, they're on the up and come up. The Cubs, they're on the up and come up. The Bears
We don't
are
like
the
the
Bears,
McCaskies.
but the McCaskies also are terrible too. But you look at the two teams who had one good season and then ever since then fallen off a cliff. What's the common denominator there? Jerry Reinsdorf's the owner.
Oh yeah, exactly. He doesn't spend either. Like when was the last time he went above the luxury tax for the Bulls? Even
I
the White Sox. Like
he never spent. I mean, when Andrew Benintendi for $75
that's
million
their biggest
is
signing
your biggest
ever,
contract ever.
ever. Like
It's
that's
not like you're the
insane.
freaking Tampa Bay Rays who
You're from Chicago,
you're in the third largest city in the country. Obviously, you're a little overshadowed by the Cubs,
but still,
but
like
you still like the. I know White Sox fan base is crazy,
yeah,
and
no, it's
give your fans a winner, man.
I like feel bad. Like it's like my friends. I have a lot of friends that are White Sox fans because like I went like so where I went to high school is like kind of the southwest, like it's southwest suburbs of Chicago. So like south side, like like the greater portion are White Sox fans, and they are like genuinely like can't even like talk shit, and they're just like, dude, like I know, man, like this sucks.
Yeah, it's and it spills over into the Bulls, and then we get it too, and
Yeah,
it's
we get
like, come
hoed by
on, dude,
Jerry.
Jerry's brutal.
I mean, that's
So
like I'm like so thankful for like having like honestly like Tom Ricketts that like whole like thing that he doesn't spend is just not true.
the
Like
biblical losses after the COVID year, he didn't spend for what 1.5 years.
yeah, I mean like but valid, I guess. Like we just like
Valid. The only one for the Cubs that pisses me off is not going after Bryce Harper.
Oh yeah, I mean it is what it is, I guess. But I mean, obviously it sucks, especially like him and Chris Bryant were really good friends at the time. Like I don't
I
know
mean,
their
Bryce
life,
Harper's
but
dog's name is Wrigley.
yeah, no, it's like you had it right there. Like
He wanted to come here, and then Ricketts was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna
I
sign it."
blame wasn't Boris his agent?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, okay,
Boris is
that's
almost all the big time guys'
I
agents.
hate Scott Boris so much.
Honestly,
I hate that guy.
I hate him. I mean, the only time Jerry's like actually spent, he lucked into Michael Jordan and got the 0.8% chance of getting Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I know. He got lucky. I mean, it's I don't. Also, I want to put a disclaimer for those who do not know who Scott Boris is. He's an agent in the MLB. I don't know how much people are in tune who agents are. It's kind of a you really got to be into it type of thing.
It's
But
a
he
sports
like
nerd kind of thing.
always just like he always gets his players the most money, which like respect to him, but like respectfully fuck you.
I mean, I think
Like
last year he actually signed $900 million worth of contracts.
it's insane.
Something
I
ridiculous
mean,
like
he's
that.
Bellinger's agent, and that's like a whole part. Like, I don't think he's gonna go back to the Cubs. We'll talk about it
We'll
more
talk.
on
We'll talk about that.
Saturday.
We got a little Cubs on
Is it
Saturday,
Saturday?
and
Yeah, Saturday.
definitely next week with the winter meetings.
We'll be able to get the Saturday pod a little earlier too.
Yeah, we don't have class.
Yeah, we don't have class and all that stuff to worry about. We can get all of our stuff done earlier in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Switching over to the other team occupying the United Center, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, and boy, oh boy, sometimes they make it very hard to be a fan of their team.
I mean, at least they have a direction.
They have a direction,
yeah, I kind of
but
forgot we were
I'm talking
about this
about
right
how
away.
many scandals they've had. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, you
Corey
got
Perry, bro.
Kyle Beach too.
Kyle
Talk about
Beach.
that. I mean, I don't want to talk about that, but
Yeah, Kyle
you
Beach
know,
was
you know.
terrible. What happened, but within the last
If you don't
week,
know, you can look it up.
you
We
can
won't.
look
We're
it up.
not going to talk about it, but you can look it up.
The Corey Perry incident. Well, that no one really knows. He put out a statement today. We're going to get to that next.
Yeah.
But what happened with Corey Perry?
Yeah, some stuff happened. I mean, it was crazy too because like the day before, like he was practicing full, and then he was just a healthy scratch. So you're like,
he went from power play 1, so that it's like being the point guard on a starting team, or being the quarterback on a football team, to out of the lineup.
yeah, everybody's like, what the hell happened? Like he's honestly like, allegations aside, he was honestly playing some pretty good hockey for us, and it was helping Bedsy out. That's just the biggest
initial rumor of there's possibly a trade. That at the time was like, okay, maybe there's struggling teams in the NHL like the Oilers.
It could always be worse.
Yeah. And then the rumor that got spread around. I'll let Tom get to this.
Oh yeah.
This was
personal favorite of mine. Favorite of mine. So the rumor is that Corey Perry fucked Connor Bedard's mom, which is the funniest thing I think I've ever seen on Twitter.
When I first read it, I was like, that's got to be a joke. And
there's no way.
But like even major media outlets, like people who work at ESPN, took it and ran with it, and I was like,
my mom texted me like on my phone. It's like, did you see this?
Too. My mom was like, is this true? And I was like,
that is honestly one of the funniest rumors. I mean, obviously it's kind of, of course it's messed up, but
it's totally messed up.
We can laugh at it. It's definitely like, just put it out there. I don't think it's true, but I want to believe it's true.
It's definitely not true. Like the Blackhawks general manager Kyle Davidson came out, and you could tell he was pissed that this is something that was getting spread around, and then we'll get to the Corey Perry statement in a second here. But man, what a crazy thing to say. And I mean, honestly, if I had to guess, it's because all these other fan bases are pissed that they didn't get Bedard. And
I love that so much, by the way.
Me too.
I love how much they hate on us. They are just so jealous. Even I bring up my roommates because they're all different fans of us, but he's a Wild fan and he hates Connor Bedard, and it's so funny.
It's hilarious.
We have I'm pretty sure we have a better record than the Wild too, which is kind of crazy. They had a very,
No, the
very
Blackhawks
bad
are the
start to the season.
second worst team in the league.
No, dude, you should see. Okay, I forget about points and stuff, but I'm gonna bring up the Minnesota Wild record.
Going on tank. Minnesota's fourth. They're 6-10-4.
Okay,
We're
thank you.
7-13-0. So we have more wins.
We have more wins.
The points.
Yeah, but like, just like, it's crazy that they. I mean, they fired their coach too. They
had Stanley Cup aspirations this year.
No, I know they were actually supposed to be like a pretty good team.
Yeah,
they just haven't been.
Didn't happen.
I mean, every sport every year always has a team that happens to.
Yeah, so exactly.
They just happen to be that team. I mean, they could always turn it around. I mean, maybe the interim will pick it up for them, but
fix something. But they're goaltending. Like, I love Marc-Andre Fleury, but he's been really bad.
Blackhawk legend
was here for about.
That was the most random thing. Is
that season was random because we made all these moves. That was the offseason they traded for Seth Jones, and I like Seth Jones, but he makes about $2 million more than he should.
He is okay. He honestly gets shit on a little too much. He is a good player, but his contract is just not justified at all. And the capital on top of that we gave up. Was it
two firsts and a young prospect? So
it's like that's terrible. Like
it's just
that's like why I'm so happy we have. Oh my god, I'm blanking. What's our GM's name?
Kyle Davidson.
Kyle Davidson. Who? Oh my, I'm getting more into hockey currently, so we're working on it a little bit. I just know Kyle Davidson.
Omen made the Seth Jones trade.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seth. There you go. I just know Kyle Davidson had like the interview in Tennessee. I think I was interviewing him about like the draft, which is hilarious.
Dude, that was. I saw that and I was like, man, I wish I got to Nashville a day earlier or something because.
I forgot you were there.
At that NHL draft. That was the Hawks fans took over that stadium. It was probably like 70-30 Hawks fans, and then the 30% was the rest of the league.
Bedsy bud.
Bedsy baby.
All right, let's read the statement for Corey Perry.
Getting back on track for Corey Perry. I'm gonna pull it up for our YouTube listeners and viewers here. I'll have Tom read the statement. This is off Elliot Friedman's Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it, and
it's Twitter.
Twitter. I agree. It's Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter. It'll always be Twitter. But okay, this is
statement from Corey Perry here.
Yeah, here we go. All right, here we go. I would like to sincerely apologize to the entire Chicago Blackhawks organization, including ownership, management, coaches, trainers, employees, and my teammates. I would also like to apologize to my fans and my family. I am embarrassed and I have let you all down. As a result of my actions, there has been speculation and rumors. I am sickened by the impact this has had on others, and I want to make it clear that in no way did this situation involve any of my teammates or their families. Hint, hint, Kyle Bedard's mom. Most importantly, I want to directly apologize to those who have been negatively affected, and I'm so sorry for the additional impact to the others it has created. My behavior was inappropriate and wrong. I've started working with experts in the mental health and substance abuse fields to discuss my struggles with alcohol, and I will take whatever steps necessary to ensure this never happens again. I hope to regain the trust and respect of everyone who has believed in me throughout my career. Once again, I am deeply sorry. Corey Perry. The end.
I mean, just from like a person to person, I hope whatever is going on with them gets fixed. But at the same time, like, you're a professional athlete.
Yeah, you just can't be
And honestly, you're a borderline Hall of Famer.
I would just like to point out that what Corey Perry did, a guy that would not do this, is our glorious king, Naz Reid. Naz Reid. He would never do so. Naz Reid, you want to be more like Naz Reid, is what you want to do.
Exactly.
He's a model citizen. He's a great player. He does no wrong. He is our king. I just want to put that out there. I really wanted to mention Naz Reid today. I talked to Tristan before this. I love
Thomas. Thomas was pushing it, and I was like, you know what? We'll jump.
I was showing Tristan 10 minutes of Naz Reid TikToks.
We're waiting to start. We're in the lobby of our stream setup, and I'm just like, can I start the recording now? Can I start? And Tom's like, no, there's another Naz Reid video I need to show you.
Yeah, Naz Reid. I'd like to point out, it's like, this is a very funny TikTok. It's about, so obviously you guys know it, Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you don't, of course, you can look it up, and I'll just say it. He got with a 15-year-old.
Oh, this has been, I believe, has been disproven, but I believe he's proven innocent.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know
We can
for
pull up the
sure.
picture.
I mean, yeah, yes. But I'll let Tom continue on the
Yeah.
Nas Reed
So
trend.
no, of course. So the TikTok was, it was like Josh Giddey. I sleep with underage girls, and it was just a picture of Nas Reed. I do not sleep with underage girls. I sleep with girls of age, and you
Yep,
want to be like Nas Reed. That's all.
exactly.
That's all I
That's
wanted
that's
to
all it
share.
was. That was our comparison with the Corey Perry situation.
Yes.
Nas Reed does not approve.
No, he does not do these things. To put that out there. Okay, we love Nas Reed.
We love Nas
I
Reed.
just really wanted to talk about him. But okay, yeah,
Continuing
we can
back on
continue.
track with the Blackhawks. I think it needs to be pointed out that two teenagers are playing big time minutes
Oh yeah,
for this Chicago Blackhawks team. Connor Bedard, Bedsy, and Kevin Korchinski, Korch, and
Torch the torch.
yeah.
I just thought of that right now. That should
Tom
trademark it.
has trademarked Brazilian
Yep.
boot for Cairo Santos.
Torch the
and
torch is
Korch the
actually
Torch.
tough. That is
I
actually
like
really
that. I
tough.
like that a
Imagine you
lot.
had like a little torch, and a little torch underneath on the. Dude, that is a great idea. I should really be
If
hired for marketing.
honestly, if we ever
But
start a merch line,
Torch the torch.
Corch the Torch and Brazilian boot, I'm sure we'll
Okay.
think of other ones.
Of course. I mean, we still have a Cubs episode, so
Yeah, I forgot
there,
about that.
there may be a chance I find another one. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, but just piggyback off. I mean, Bedsy, obviously he's been very good. I mean, to be
top
expected.
rookie. Yeah,
I just always think about this is we are older than Connor Bedard, which is absolutely
it's
nuts.
crazy to think about.
And he has been really good. I mean, you can see on the ice that he is just every little thing he does. And there was a stat. He's been like the most. I don't know if it's still up to this, but he's been the most impactful player across hockey.
Yes. Obviously, this is going more into advanced stats and not points, but it's like zone exits, zone entries, chances created. He's been the most impactful player as an 18-year-old.
He is 18 years old, bro. Like basically a year older than him. You are a year older than him.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I mean, and this is the thing. So we're talking about how Bedard has been this. Like, I mean, everybody knows Connor Bedard, but Kevin Korchinski's been overshadowed by him so much.
Extremely, and
he has been really good.
Coming in, it takes defensemen a lot longer to develop.
100%. I mean, he's
It's
a kid.
It's like
he's
a
19.
catcher. Yeah, it's like a catcher in baseball. Like
even like I
catchers
feel
always
like
take longer.
even sometimes you could. It's like offensive linemen in football too. Just like I don't know. I mean, he's 19. The physicality just in general is just not like
It's not there yet.
He does not. He doesn't have that like like or what's it called? Dad muscle or dad strength. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
I don't know what age you get that. I'm kind of excited for that, but
I think you have to have a kid first.
I mean, yes, but like okay, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But obviously, like he's gonna have his defensive struggles. He's 19, playing in the NHL for the first time. He's more of an offensive focused player.
Yeah, he's a good passer. He's a good passer.
Really good passer. I mean, getting thrown to power play one.
There's this one play. I think it was actually to Corey Perry. He okay. Like ignore whatever with that, but he threaded it through like two guys and got Corey Perry on a breakaway and he scored, which is honestly like
was that him or a different rookie defenseman? I'm pretty sure that was Alex Vlasic.
Was that
I know
Vlasic?
exactly what goal you're talking.
You know,
about.
okay, you do know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
in Toronto. This was a couple weeks ago. Alex Vlasic,
new start of the season,
perfect sauce. Speaking of,
he has been really good. How old is he?
22.
22. Okay, so he's still really young too. He has been.
He was drafted in the second round in 2019. Yeah, he's 22 years old.
Wow, I mean, he has also been really just in general. It's like that's the thing with the Hawks. It's like they can be bad. It is okay because our pipeline is the best in hockey.
Exactly.
I mean, and we'll have another top pick this year. I think it's Celebrini, right? It's number one pick.
Celebrini is the projected number one pick.
It's gonna happen.
I'm on. If we don't get number one, I'm team Caden Lindstrom. Any hockey nerds listening? He's 6'5" center. So that's who I want the Blackhawks to pick.
Yeah, one day I'll get there. But
Yeah, we'll do
we're
more
starting. We're
draft
starting off. No,
analysis
we're starting off with
later.
like. I mean, I've already said it, but I mean, I try with hockey. I try. I'm trying to get more into it. I mean, we're
You
doing a
gotta
podcast
respect
about
it.
it, so
Yeah,
it kind of helps. And
exactly.
like, I know I bring up some stuff sometimes. That
Brings up good points. Like
but,
no one's gonna remember that play. You just got the name wrong, but it's okay.
oh yeah. Oh, but like I was
You
watching. I
remembered
was
the
watching.
play.
I was
You
watching.
watched the
You
game.
yeah, I did. That's the biggest thing here. Just watching the game. Connor Bedard has reborn my love for hockey.
Yes.
Because I mean,
Yes.
obviously, I watched during like the why am I dynasty. And but again, like I always say, like with this, like these teams, like I was still young. Like I obviously watched, but I was like 2015. I was 11. Like
11.
I like
The
who
last time they
cares?
won a.
That's the thing with like the Cubs is like they won the World Series on my birthday, which is super cool. But like
Yeah,
I
they
was
did.
so like I wish like obviously I was very happy they won, but like I'd love for it to happen now because I care a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like it'd feel different now, just
Oh,
because
100%. Like I was happy, but I remember like this is kind of crazy to say, but I was like half asleep because I was like
yeah,
oh,
you're 12.
12.
I was 13.
I was super excited, like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched all the games, of course, but all right, we're
Um,
yapping a little bit, but
we got to talk about two more rookie defensemen though. I mean, Isaac Phillips and Wyatt Kaiser. They haven't been as good as the other two, but still playing big time minutes for NHL club. Starting
yeah,
4 out of 6 defensemen are
four
rookies.
Ricky defensemen, which is that's nuts. Just like I like a perfect comp to this is like Kentucky basketball with all the freshmen.
All the freshmen in there.
It's
I mean,
like
you guys
that's
have like
literally
6 freshmen in your
more.
rotation.
It's more. It's like over half. It's stupid. It's but this is the perfect example. Oh, it's not stupid because we're raw, but
Yeah, Arizona's better,
we're
but
here. We're
that's
not,
a
all
conversation
right,
for
buddy.
another
All
day.
right, buddy. Did you see that Miami game?
Dude,
I know
we
you
went
did.
to Duke and beat them at Duke.
Yeah, Duke just lost to Arkansas, so
Yeah, whatever.
yeah. Come on
Screw it.
now. All right, whatever. We'll talk about like college stuff as on Saturday. More
Yep.
college stuff, but
We're thinking college football a little bit on
yeah, we
Saturday.
got all the championship games.
Exactly.
Preview
Maybe
that.
maybe our own top four.
That's what I want. I was gonna tell you that. I didn't tell you that yet, but I do want to talk about that. My top four is not gonna happen. I'll tell you who I think the top four teams are. Not now, but Saturday. Little.
My Arizona agenda pushing for a New Year's Six bowl. We'll
I'm
see what
pretty.
happens.
I looked for Kentucky. It's probably. I think we're going to the Mayo Bowl. We'll probably play like. It's
Right.
Duke is one of. It's like Duke, Virginia Tech, and Georgia Tech, which
Right
we'll
now,
probably win. To be honest, but
we are projected to the Alamo Bowl against Oklahoma.
dang, that'd be a really good game. Okay, let's
That would
dude.
be.
Okay,
But
we'll
this is
talk
for
about.
Saturday. This is
Yeah,
for
okay.
Saturday.
I mean, I saw it this morning, so I was excited. But
Let's talk about another young, bright Blackhawk. The future is so bright. Philip Kershev, 14
boy.
games this year, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points, averaging 18 minutes of ice time. He did come in late because he was injured, but he has been the perfect line mate for Bedard.
100%. And Bedard like that's the biggest thing is and we'll talk about like the trade that happened probably after this, but it's like that's the biggest thing is with Bedard. Like he needs help. Like
That's the whole reason Taylor Hall was brought in.
oh
and
yeah,
then
oh yeah.
Taylor Hall got hurt.
Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, he tore his ACL, which is really tragic. He was injured earlier in the season too. I think it was his shoulder, maybe. I don't remember
He
exactly.
hurt his shoulder, and then he came back, got hit in his knee, played 2 games, and then it comes out that he's out for the year.
Yeah, he tore his ACL, which very unfortunate. It was a kind of exciting thing this offseason too, because you're like, oh, this is like okay, this will be Bedard's guy this year.
Former MVP Taylor Hall, yeah.
I know that's nuts. That's nuts.
But back to Philip Kershev. This guy's just been
Lights out.
He's been a really Tom won't know because I never really
won't.
talked hockey with Tom, but I've been a Philip Kershev stan for about 2-3 years now.
Is he a rookie?
No, he's 23. He's been up since I think he made his debut in 2021.
Okay. Oh, so he's been up for a little bit, but
Yeah,
who cares? He's still really young, and he's finally like
he's 23.
Wait,
I think
is he over a point? Oh no! Oh no! He's almost a point per
almost
game.
a point per game.
That's like, I mean, obviously that's very good.
He's 24 years old. My apologies.
Same difference.
Don't want to be spreading out bad
misinformation.
information there.
Come on, bud. What are you doing, bud?
And then, well, now let's talk about the trade. Honestly,
Yeah. So the Hawks traded a conditional fifth round pick for Anthony Beauvillier, who is like he's usually kind of like a middle six kind of type of player, but
second or third liner.
for the Hawks, I mean he'll be probably most likely be on the first line. Which the whole reason this trade happens
Oh,
was
yeah.
it'd be Corey Perry.
I mean, yep. You
That's
lose
gonna
Taylor Hall, and
and
then you
Taylor
lose
Hall.
Corey Perry.
I mean, you're two vets too. So
Exactly.
he'll help out with Bedard, and he's on an expiring deal too. So it really will not impact their future. It's more of a developmental thing.
Yep, and he's been a solid player. 209 points in 457 games. I mean, he's not going to come in and light it up.
He's not like some like future of the Hawks type of player, but
Yeah,
it's more of a
here.
placeholder.
We traded a fifth round pick for him. He's here to help Bedard, and then in February at the deadline, maybe you can get better than a fifth round pick and flip him.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just kind of helping Bedsy out. Can't do it all himself. We've obviously have seen that.
Exactly. He's no Jason Dickinson.
Oh boy,
Has
most
been
exciting game of the year.
on a tear. Had a hat trick against the Maple Leafs
Well,
last week. Did he? I think he might have scored against Seattle in that win.
A bunch of guys scored. What was it? 4-3.
4-3. Yeah, 7 goals, 5 assists for 12 points in 20 games. I put team MVP up on our display.
Yeah, obviously
with a question mark.
Obviously,
the team MVP is going to be Bedard,
but hey, I mean, okay, you got to like take the given out. It's like I don't know. The perfect example is like obviously like for like a really good team, like obviously like you have your main guy, but the guy that's kind of like came out of nowhere and really contributed
exactly
is Jason Dickinson.
Your
that
unsung hero.
There you go. No, that game was nuts against the Maple Leafs. Oh my god, that was a fun game. That was a fun game, especially the overtime. Oh my goodness. Oh, was it? Oh my
insane.
Oh my god, what was his name? He hit off the post twice.
William Nylander.
Nylander, yeah. Future Blackhawk.
Possible future Blackhawk.
I honestly could see that happening, but
I do it as long as they don't give him like 11 mil.
Yeah,
it's just too much.
But
I was watching it, NHL marketing. I doubt you're listening, but if you are, the fact that Austin Matthews versus Connor Bedard on Black Friday wasn't a nationally televised game is embarrassing.
That's terrible. It's must see TV.
It is. It's the second best player behind Connor McDavid.
That was a Charles Barkley quote, by the way.
Yes.
Chris Paul and Nash must see TV. Chuck, that wasn't 2 words. Oh, you're fine. Paul and Nash. Chuck, that's 3.
That's still 3 words.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
NBA on TNT. Not sponsored, but
oh my god, they are the best crew in all of sports easily. They're so funny.
What were we talking about? We were talking about Jason Dickinson.
Yeah.
He's been the fact that they got him in a cap dump, like they got a second round pick with him from I believe it was Vancouver. He was a solid piece last year. This year he's been nice.
Like I mean you need guys like that too.
Or anything.
Exactly. No, I mean it's just more like agenda pushing, just for
exactly.
Fun. But I mean, you need guys like that, especially on a young team like this. Just to, some people have to be able to get the job done.
Yes,
and you can see with the Hawks this year, especially you see that like they'll play like a period of like really good hockey, and that's so much fun to see.
The whole problem with the Hawks is they need to have a consistent effort for 60 minutes. Tonight's a great example. So we recorded this late. They're down 5-1 to the Red Wings.
Yikes! Patrick Kane.
It's a nice little segue.
Yeah,
I didn't even close the show here.
That's a good point. I'll hit it out here.
Someone is gonna have the Blackhawks aren't gonna go a whole year without not scoring. Like last year, we saw Taylor Radish 20 goals. This year, Dickinson might get to 20 goals. Like a bad team is gonna find ways to score goals.
100%.
They might not score a lot, but they're not going to get shut out every game. And I think this is like the perfect year. It's a big developmental year for a lot of guys. And the team's most likely going to get a top 5 pick again.
Which is huge.
I think this team is worse than last year's team.
Really?
Last year's team had Kane and Taves. I guess this year's team has Bedard.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I was tweaking.
That's it, really. They also had Jake McCabe and Sam Lafferty for they are now Maple Leafs. Another Kyle Davidson fleece job right there. But to close the show, as the Hawks are getting beaten by the Red Wings 5-1, arguably the greatest Blackhawk ever.
I think he is.
I'd
Oh,
say
I know he is. Come
it's
on.
either him or the late great Stan Mikita. At least the greatest American-born
Yeah,
hockey
no,
player
yeah.
ever. Patrick Kane is now a Detroit Red Wing.
What a terrible thing.
I mean, it hurts to say it.
It's like when I
Almost.
saw that, I was like, dude, like, what the hell? Like, come on.
I didn't think it was real. I thought he was going back to Buffalo. Or going to Buffalo, where he's from. But obviously, he gets to reunite with another former Blackhawk, Alex DeBrincat, who
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, at least that one season they were kind of like we thought that DeBrincat was Kane made, which he honestly before even Kane came, Kane came. Obviously, he just got signed with them, but DeBrincat was playing really well.
DeBrincat's been lights out, and Ottawa. We thank you for Kevin Korchinski, for Alex
Bless,
DeBrincat.
bless.
Um, and his one down year in Canada, and they sold low on him.
Good work, good work.
Good work, Kyle Davidson, yet again. But man,
Beast.
I saw a video today. It was Patrick Kane in a Detroit Red Wings practice jersey, and it was like that just doesn't look right.
Yeah, no, that's just like even when he went to the Rangers, like he was like, dude, like that just like it's weird. I mean, our entire life he's been a Hawk.
Exactly. I mean, this is probably not the best comparison, but it's like when Randy Moss was in a Titans jersey. Like it
Oh
didn't
no, there's so
look
many
right.
players or like Allen Iverson in a Grizzlies jersey. Like, bro, like what?
For the 3 games he played in Memphis or whatever it was. It's like Derek Rose in a Cavs jersey. It doesn't look right when your superstar from the 2010s goes to your biggest rival.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think he's going to be there long term. It'll be this year.
Oh no.
He'll bring his value back up. I'm assuming he'll go to a contender again in free agency this summer.
It was
probably.
weird. Do you know why he took so long to sign?
He was hurt.
Oh, he was hurt. Okay.
He had I think it's a reconstructed hip.
Interesting.
In the offseason. That's why the Blackhawks didn't get a first round pick for him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He was playing hurt.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was a conditional second round pick, but in typical Rangers fashion, they choked and didn't make the Eastern Conference Final. But another reason is he wanted to see who was good.
Yeah,
he's
that
not
makes
trying to
sense.
play on another rebuilding team.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he has been.
wasting the end of your career.
Exactly. I mean, he's 34 now.
It's nuts. The kid.
And it remains to be seen where Jonathan Taves will go or if he will ever play.
No, he's done,
again.
in my opinion. But
I agree. I think he should be done.
Wrap it up. That's like I don't like how like some like star players just kind of like leech onto it. Just like and your career strong.
Go out on a high note. Like
go out on a bang.
Last year, he almost won the game against the Flyers in his last home game. He ended up scoring. Thankfully, he didn't win the game against the Flyers because that means we would have gotten the 4th pick and not Bedard.
What a world.
Yeah, for real. But go out on a high note. Like Kane's still a top 25 player in the league.
Yeah. I think we start wrapping it up. We're at 58 minutes here.
Yeah.
Longer than our Bears pod, which I'm just kind of surprised about.
Well, I guess we had 2 teams to talk about today.
That is true. That is very true. I talked about the Bears forever, but
there was literally nothing to talk about in that Bears game.
Oh yeah, and we still talked for 58 minutes.
I mean, 12 to 10?
Oh, just wait until we play a good game.
We might be an hour 30 for the Bears pod.
Yeah, but all right.
Saturday's episode, we'll probably talk college football. We'll preview a little bit of winter meetings for the Chicago Cubs. We got some other teams are making moves in the MLB, but I think that's going to do it for episode 2.
Yeah,
thanks
dude.
For listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll be back.
We'll be back on
Thank
Saturday.
you guys so much.
Have a good one.
Yep. I'll never do that again.